John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. While not a direct adaptation of the movie, the original, or the remake, the game will still pit you against the Mud God and his minions. In this case, you'll team up with friends to handle the threats that have emerged from the Earth's core and attempt to return them from whence they came. The challenges will be fierce, so you'll need to constantly upgrade your weapons and abilities to take on the threats. The next entry in the series, Into the Dead Our Darkest Days, seeks to expand everything that went down in the first two games so that players can be happy and new innovations can be had. For example, those who played the first game remember there was no story mode. However, one was added to the sequel. With the third game, it appears that several characters will be the focus as you attempt to survive the zombies that come for you. Players can also expect another large array of weapons to use to take out the undead and ensure they don't join their ranks.
No matter what it takes.
The primary objective of HopeLand is to help players survive in a post-apocalyptic world by effectively utilizing resources and the environment to their advantage while navigating through constant peril. Players must navigate through a world fraught with danger, including natural disasters and hordes of zombies. So far, this game has been in early access, but we might see the full launch in 2024. Zombie games typically take place in the modern day. You have various melee weapons and guns to take them out while scavenging for supplies. However, Blight Survival is changing things by giving players a medieval twist. Set in the 14th century, players are going through a medieval-style survival horror game. In this game, a new blight has swept in, allowing the dead to rise up and fight. A new war is approaching, leaving players fighting against the odds. Using armor and swords, you'll have to venture through the lands taking out the undead. Fortunately, you'll get some aid as this title will offer 4-player cooperative gameplay support when it does arrive in the marketplace. Let it be known that not all horror games are driven by violence. Some of them can have a deep story. While you kill everything in sight, ILL puts you as someone sent to investigate the mysterious happenings of a small town. Specifically, the people have gone mad and turned into monsters. As you wander around the town to learn the truth, you will encounter a multitude of horrors, all of which are attuned to what you are doing and therefore cannot be easily suppressed. Sometimes you have to take them apart piece by piece to put them on the ground. Use your weapons wisely and get the job done, or you'll be the one who ends up feeling unwell. While many horror titles attempt to reinvent the genre in one form or another, some are willing to pay tribute to the past. Echoes of the Living is one such title. The game returns to the fixed camera style of gameplay that certain horror franchises made famous, but ensures that the game has next-gen graphics, music, and controls. You'll play multiple characters inside a small town that has been consumed by a fog that has somehow turned people into zombies. They must learn the truth about their new situation, while also trying to find out where their loved ones are in this madness. You'll see a couple of games set in Korea on this list, but this first one is set in modern times to give you a slight edge, while also giving you plenty of places to die. Nakwon Last Paradise will put you in Seoul, Korea, during the zombie apocalypse. Finding weapons is not easy, so you will have to move around the city and do what you can to survive and get to the next location. Zombies are not your only threat in the game. If you want to do this, you need to trust other players carefully and think wisely. Based on a hit Netflix series, Kingdom the Blood will put you in ancient Korea, where zombies and other monsters have overrun the kingdom, and you must take them down with your blade. Unlike other zombie titles, these monsters aren't slow-moving and methodical with their attacks. Instead, they'll come fast and hard at you so that you only have a moment or so to reach. Strike fast and true to ensure that you stay alive, and they don't. The game has many layers to its battles, including being able to go up against other players to test your skills or getting a new gameplay mode after you beat the main campaign. During World War II, the Germans were dabbling in various projects to attempt to change the tide of the war. In Project Z, you'll see one of the more supernatural versions of those goals. You'll head to an island where German forces were attempting to not only create zombies but be able to control them. You'll take on missions that will start story arcs and battle the zombies and other threats the island offers. Craft weapons and materials at your base so you're never caught off guard. Or you can head to the survival mode and see how long you last against the zombie threat. No More Room in Hell 2 is the sequel to the beloved mod and embraces all the first game did while expanding the world you must survive in. The dead are everywhere, and you are a group of survivors trying to get to safety. Within your group of up to 8 players, you must work together and overcome the zombie horde. The zombies are relentless, so cut loose on them to ensure they stay down. Each map you go to will be randomized in some way, and you'll search for weapons, ammo, and ways out so that you can live and not become part of the undead. We're putting State of Decay 3 pretty low on this list for a very basic reason. We have no real clues as to what the game is going to be about. Remember, we got the reveal trailer for the game years ago, literally. So now with no new updates, all gamers can do is try and guess what's going to happen in it. It does appear that there will be a co-op and multiplayer option based on some wording on their site. Also, you can bet there will be a lot of hard choices you'll need to make in order to survive the world. All we can do is wait for news to come and hope it's of the good variety. The Day Before is a game that quickly gained attention online. It's often compared to The Division, as players are wandering around a huge post-apocalyptic open world. With humanity on the brink of extinction, few survivors are out scavenging for goods. However, hostile factions still exist, and hordes of undead roam around the world freely. This will be an MMO, and it will be a mix of surviving against the undead, maintaining vitals, and ensuring you're prepared for whatever hostile player you might come across.